Okay, here we are. It's my cell stops up here, so I was doing a live feed. There's a live feed before this coming up, but I had to stop here and get my battle rattle going. But I'm on Highway 38 in Bryant. We're gonna go up and take a look at mile marker 16 above Forest Falls. Looked like it was pretty bad. Let me get up here. And I can video it. This will be on YouTube, like I've been putting the last couple days on YouTube. So I hope this guy doesn't come out. Don't blow the stop sign. Thank you. Caltrans. He's not watching it. The Chippy's the one I gotta show my. Thank you. So if you're wondering how I get up here, I got a media pass credential. I've been a photojournalist for 25 years. Been published a little bit. And let's go up and see what's going on there. I see there's a P3 that was working mile marker 16. That's that 4 turboprop engine. It's orange and white. It's mostly orange. I misidentified it the other day. I thought it was a C-130. They look the same except for, how do you tell them apart? Good question. Is that air attack up there? See on the top of that ridge? There's a sky crane going up, but I see something on the very top of the ridge. Up there. Get up here and we'll get up here and get back to work. The sheriff, he's probably watching that power line road there for people trying to sneak up. Yeah, if you're trying to sneak up power line road, looks like the sheriff is watching that. Oh, let's see, they're not too far up here. They dropped phosphate yesterday morning. Here's Mill Creek and the bridge. They up here below Thurman Flats picnic area, they dropped some phosphate yesterday, and that seemed to keep the fire's trying to come down here. It's trying to get to the mouth of the canyon. This is on the right up here. It's trying to get around this little ridge right here, trying to come down. The creek's got a pretty good flow in there. You can jump across it, but it's got a decent flow in there, enough to fill the pools up where everybody. Normally it would be hundreds of people up here swimming over here on the right. They got the little pools, little rocks made a little pool. There must be 20, 30 big pools in there where the kids can play and do that thing. So let me go up around the. Here's where you'll be able to see what is that? That's an S2, I believe. That's an air drive. Wait, that might be the P3. That's the P3 right there. P3 Orion. It's a Navy anti-submarine hunter plane. Looks like a C-130. In fact, he just turned left. He just did a right orbit. See the phosphate on the ridge right there in front of us? This is where it's burning right here. They're bombing it. He's putting see the phosphate in the bottom right here? In fact, that might be new. And see how they have the crew buses up here? This is the battle now to keep it up here. Yeah, that's new phosphate right there. That was at P3 Orion. He's somewhere. There he is. He's 12 o'clock high. He's in a right orbit. He may be coming back around. In fact, I can maybe hit one of these turnouts. And we can. That looks like a dozer. Yeah, that's a dozer. He was here last night when I came down. This low boy with there's a dozer out here somewhere cutting line. And I got to be careful here. You can see there's all kinds of Richmond fire, Contra Costa, Riverside County. Now, if you look way up there, that's mile marker 16. That's where they're having a problem. Kind of left center. That's where the road, you turn off the Forest Falls, then you go up at about mile marker 16. Looks like they're feeding hose lines down here. Yeah, they're trying. This is the picnic area right here. They're trying to protect the picnic area on the right here. That's what you see these hoses going down the road over the rail here. There's hand crews down below. He's feeding them water. there's probably, there's several of them. Cal Fire 4677, 4676. There's probably several hand crews down below there, because it's getting right down by the picnic area. You can see right here on the right, it's burning into the creek, and it tends to want to burn across the creek, so they're trying to keep it. Actually, the picnic area is up here. Sorry about that. These are bosses right here, battalion chiefs, and maybe I can get you a little. Here's the picnic area. It's right below Thurman Flats. Here's the sign, and the gate should be open. Yeah, there's bosses in here watching. They're watching this. I don't know where that C-130 or that P3 went, but we'll. I'll see if I can maybe get you a shot of. That's all bosses there. That looks like a big sky crane. Sikorsky up there. As Heather calls it, the boy helicopter. You know, it's got that big snorkel. It hangs down. She calls it the boy helicopter. I just crack up when I think of that now. And every time I see a Sikorsky, it's not a sky crane, it's the boy helicopter. There's the picnic shelter right there, the like pavilion right there. Yeah, they're trying to keep it off this picnic area, which is cool. They're trying to save that. It's a nice area. I get my wild. Something's having lunch here. Is that a crow or a raven? Something's having lunch right here. Somebody dropped a hamburger or something out, or something. A crow was eating on it. A raven. I didn't get a chance to look at him. But that's Killcare Road on the right, down there below where everybody partied, and somebody lit a fire there about 3 or 4 weeks ago with a barbecue. So they K-railed that all off and got no parking signs. The poor residents up here, they're just, everybody's had to stay home. They ain't working. They're all coming up here, and they're just blocking the road and just really being pains in the ass for the locals. You know, it used to be a couple, 100 people. Now it's like 1,000 people. This whole canyon. Now right there's a perfect example. You see that dozer cut right there? See that dozer cut? How it's burned on one side, not on the other? That's a perfect. In fact, I'm gonna get a picture of it. That's a perfect example of a dozer cut working. All trees on the left, and those guys are crazy. See how that goes straight up? Let me get my camera out here and zoom in on that, because that really shows. Well, let's put it on photo mode. Probably work a lot better. That really shows, and there's that sky crane coming back. I'm gonna go up to Forest Falls first, and then I'll come back and we'll go to Angeles Oaks. People are asking me about Angeles Oaks. I didn't go up there yesterday. I went up there, what was today, Saturday? Went up there Thursday. I came down from there, I believe, I remember right. I drove through Mountain Home Village last night, most of the streets. If you want to see that, I think it's part 3 from yesterday, the YouTube video. My YouTube channel is Redlands_Buzz. It's got the little orange, I think it says I love Redlands. It's the black logo with an orange. There's one of those dipping things for the engine they can pull. There's dozer cut right there, where they kind of stopped it right here. Up here's where it jumped the road. This is what triggered the evacuation of Angeles Oaks. It burned down from the right and actually the little backfire right here, backfire to kind of protect Mountain Home Village, but it burned over the ridge in front of us, all the way up the ridge. It burned down, got in the creek bed, and then it came across for about a mile right here. This is what triggered the evacuation of Angeles Oaks, Seven Oaks, Barton Flats, Jinx Lake, all the way to Onyx Peak. That whole drainage over there on the backside is evacuated. If it gets further up, they'll evacuate Big Bear, but that's still a ways away, and it looks like they're holding it. Again, I'm not a visual fire. I'm just a media guy driving around. This is what I say. I know a little bit about fire, but I'm not a fire expert, and I read the daily briefings and that, but things can change with the wind. It doesn't look like there's much wind up here, which is good. Down at the bottom, when I got out to get gas, it was kind of gusting a little bit, but this up here is all pretty much been burned. But you can see further up, Bear Paw's coming up on the right. But they say we have cell service up here now. Verizon pulled in a temporary tower up here in the turnout because the cables had the fiber that took it up to the cell site up here. Verizon and AT&T had a cell site up here in the village, Forest Falls, but being remote in here, the cell sites talk to each other by RF radio signal, but this has no line of sight to another cell site, so they brought it up. I believe it was fiber, but all the power lines to my right and the fiber are down. In fact, it's probably going to be months for them to come in. They got to reset these with helicopters, these poles, so it's going to be a while. So they're supposedly going to bring in some generators Tuesday, Edison. Look at these guys are climbing up back out of the... They probably found a little hot spot down here. 5232. Yeah, they're doing a little... Maybe a hot... Or he could be refilling from the creek. Up here by the bridge, they've got a pump in the creek sucking water up into those red, look like kiddie pools. Usually they have orange ones there, and they're round. We call them pumpkins. But these are red, kind of square looking. Here's the cell site right here. That's what a temporary, and I guess we got the low power one. We're kind of sucking hind tit on this. We'll sit right here and get some. See how he's got a sat dish up to the satellite. All the bigger power ones, higher power ones are at other fires. So we got the lower power one. At least we got something up here, which is great. This is looking up into Forest Falls. I'll point you up in here. That's up in Forest Falls, and it's looking a lot better. There was smoke down there on the right. Most of the smoke that I see it further up the ridge. And I'm looking to see, they were supposedly going to drop some FOSS check. Let me see if they've done that. That P3 has been flying up here. Right now the Firehawk is up there. The Blackhawk, it's like a military Blackhawk, but it's set up for dropping water. He's up there dipping at that Christian retreat, Forest Homes. He's dipping in their pond. See, there he is right there. I'll zoom in on me. He just came out of Forest Homes, and he's going up to, there he is. He's above that. I don't know if you can see him. See him way out there? He's going up to the ridge over here to the right. I kind of got bad info. Well, I got good info, but it was kind of, they told that one camp said they weren't going to do water drops up here because the rocks, it'll knock the rocks loose, but they're dropping further up the ridge, not near the homes. So, and some of that drainage is way up to the back, so the boulders won't make it all the way down into town. So that's where they're dropping the water, is way up. See how he's way high now on the ridge. So, and it kind of sits back a couple drainages away from the homes. So there's not as big a threat or no threat that they'll roll all the way down into town, because they don't want to roll rocks down into the town there, which has happened before on its own. It killed a woman up there, I think 15 years ago. The big rock came through her cabin. So they're kind of, they're trying not to roll big rocks down on the town. That's why they're more higher up and back. So that's what's going on with that. Let me, I think those are local guys there, local fire captains. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can do a live broadcast here. And we'll do that. I'll be back on the video YouTube. Probably this will be part 3, I think, in a little bit.